motherfucker's in the gym again. Jesus, I
Yeah.
gotta get right. And like, I think it's important what you said there, and that was my Achilles heel, and that's why my pro career has gone the way it has in terms of injuries, is because I was brought up in the football universe, right? I played football for a long time and I played in university, and it was like you fucking show up, right? You show up no matter what. The team's depending on you. So I've always, which is a great mentality to keep, but I've always had this mentality that I have to always show up. Someone's always counting on me to show up, and which is true in some aspects, but I was not putting myself first, like how
Mm.
I felt. So, like what you said, I can, there's no way I can count on my hand because I need like 30,000 hands. How many times in my 20s, even into my 30s now, where I was in the gym when I was like I shouldn't have been. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where I was worn out, and like you said, I was doing things like, say you're working on a simple outstep, being explosive, going in and out. Well, if you've been in the gym for 3 hours, how fucking fast do you think that step is? You're no longer developing a fast step to get out of range. You're now being slow fuck, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's the point of diminishing returns, and I think for young fighters that are going through the game, if they can learn anything from what we're just talking about right now, it's just it's very easy to get into the gym and put in 6 hours of work a day, which I don't discourage because at certain points in your career you kind of do that because your body allows you to do that. But like you said, dialing in and making sure the skill part about it is focused, and that each time you train, you have a specific goal in mind. And once you meet that goal, get the fuck out of the gym,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of my injuries happened when I was in the gym past when I should have been in the gym,
Yeah.
right? Where, like, I'll take, for example, when I tore my ACL, I had done a full MMA practice and sparring, and then I was like, oh, let me just throw on my fucking gi and roll.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up tearing my ACL. And the only reason I tore my ACL was not because my ACL was weak, it was because I was fucking rolling when I was already tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thinking that the more I do, the better I'll get. Whereas what ended up happening, it ended up taking me out for 6 to 8 months, right, and affecting the rest of my knee for the rest of my career. So it's a very I like what you said in terms of being able to dial in, right, and having specific targeted sessions. Like you rather have 2 45-minute sessions than 3 hour long.
Yep.
And
And
sorry,
like
go ahead.
you know how it feels when you're like it's a sport like the stuff that's most fun in MMA is like the hardest on your body, right? Like
Yeah,
so like say you go to jiu-jitsu or you go to nogi or something like that and you're on your fucking seventh or eighth round, you're like, man, this is so much fun, I love this so much, and then you
yeah,
wake up the next day and you're like, oh my god,
yeah,
what the fuck just happened? You know what I mean? Where it's like you should just get your rounds in, be happy be happy that you did it, be happy that you survived, and then just like hey, next day is not so bad. But it's
yeah,
like when you're in it, it's hard to turn it off because it is fun. Like
yeah.
sparring's fucking fun.
Oh
It
yeah,
is. Rolling's fun. It's so much fun. Like I understand why people want to do it a lot. Like I want to do it a lot too, but like now I've just got to kind of tell myself, and you only get that from experience. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm at a point in my career where it's like I'm not going to bridge the skill gap with time.
yeah.
Whereas like when you first started training, okay, you had the ability to train a little bit more, but also you needed to learn so many
So many
things
things.
that the
Yeah,
time requirement was bigger,
yeah,
right? And if you're lucky, you'll get through that without any injuries. And I've been really lucky to not have anything really serious happen to me, but just like normal wear and tear on my body. And like I think that I take care of myself pretty good. Like I train pretty smart. I think I'm with strength and conditioning. I train pretty smart and I eat pretty well. So
yeah,
and I try to keep something consistent throughout my life, not necessarily
fighting.
like I'm
Yeah,
in training camp, so I've got to take care of it. Like I want to be an athlete until I die. I don't
yeah,
want to just have a strong
yeah.
career now, right? So I think that that's like a good outlook,